Okay, good morning to all of you out there. Welcome to the program agenda. I seem to have lost my audio monitor, but nonetheless, we're on air, I believe, and welcome to the program. Good day to all of you, and I do hope you are all feeling fine. Let's get the day started with a daily starter from John Henderson. And God rarely places us in circumstances that highlight our strengths. Rather, He lovingly places us in circumstances that expose our weakness so that He might reveal Himself as our all-sufficiency. I chose this particular daily starter to jump off on a story on something that I experienced personally. There was a point in my life when everything just kind of came to a halt, and my wife and I were at the lowest point in our life financially. We had moved to a really small house to rent, and it was so bad that when my mother saw it, she broke down in tears and said, "Kawawa naman yung anak ko." And a pastor friend who had a prophetic gifting visited us, and after dinner he said, "The Lord is saying to you that I am not punishing you by bringing you to this station or situation in life. I have brought you here so that you will not be able to do anything on your own efforts and your own skills, because all your life, ikaw ang gumagawa ng paraan. Now I have brought you here so that you can witness, you can see the good things I can do for you." And from then on, our life started to move forward. Things changed. Opportunities, blessings, and miracles came one after the other because we simply stepped back and let God show His wonder and His love. So I just want to encourage all of you out there, in case you're feeling that you're down and out, you're helpless, and it's hopeless. No. As long as you hold on to God, you embrace God, and you believe in His faithfulness, trust me, I can tell you a whole month of stories, 24 hours, that will just amaze you on how God can manifest His power and His glory. Let's now go to the Philippine Star front page, and let's pick up on the news and see what's the headline. Okay, a lot of people are happy with the front page headline of the Philippine Star today. The Supreme Court has issued a temporary restraining order on the no contact apprehension policy of 5 cities in Metro Manila, and also on the MMDA and the LTO. The Supreme Court essentially told the LTO, no. You are not allowed to share the private information of motorists and vehicle owners with any of the LGU. Okay? Sinabi ko naman dati na yan eh. Merong privacy concern dyan. Okay? And then the order also told the MMDA, no, you cannot continue, because the reason na uso itong NCAP na ito was because of the memorandum that your body had introduced. And it is now the basis for all of the NCAP in Metro Manila. And of course, the cities that implemented the NCAP. So that's the good news, and we will find out. And by the way, en-bank po ito. Hindi po ito three-person body of the Supreme. This was the Supreme Court en-bank. Anyway, at the top of the front page, Sebastian merely suspended. Okay? Malacanang said that the SRA chair Sebastian was merely suspended. Hindi naman siya terminated. His letter of resignation has not been accepted. Okay. And BBM respects press freedom. Okay. Mukhang para na rin siyang journalist ngayon Panay na vlog niya. We hear more about presidential activities through the president's blog instead of listening to media reports about it. Meanwhile, probe launched on bogus appointment of Bureau of Immigration Chief. Okay. Trixie Angeles, press secretary, has announced that the CIDG, Criminal Investigation Division group, is going to investigate the circulation of a bogus letter of appointment for a certain Mr. Espejo as the next Bureau of Immigration Chief. It turns out that the seal of the office of the president was fake news, and the so-called appointment is fake news also. At the lower half of the front page, PSDBM to return 3 billion unauthorized investment. If you recall, the COA called out the Procurement Services Division of the Department of Budget and Management and pointed out, teka, you have no authority to make investments. Your sole reason for existing is for procurement using the power and the funds of the government. Hindi kayo investor or financial house. Okay. And when that came out in the open, the head of the PSDBM said they will make sure that they return the money and that the money is intact. Ganun na lang, okay? Because may commission po yan, may interest po yan, and at the end of the day, somebody exercised authority that they don't have. These are the type of violations, well, generally administrative. I wish to God there is a criminal sanction for these people because it has to stop. Biruin mo, peking appointment for the Bureau of Immigrations and now unauthorized investment of taxpayers' money. Nako, mabubulol ako sa inis. Okay. Meanwhile, equitable pay needed to keep nurses in the Philippines. Okay. Na-interview po the Filipino-British nurse May Richelle Sestina Parson was interviewed, and in that interview she said that in order for Filipino nurses to stay in the Philippines, they should be given equitable pay. Okay, tell me something we don't already know. And besides which, I personally don't see anything wrong with nurses leaving the country. The money comes back. Our nurses get better training. Here, when they stay here, they're basically cheap labor. Sorry, I'm calling it what it is. PNP wants Facebook, YouTube to disclose data on OSAEC. Okay? Yan pong officials of the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group has asked the Department of Justice to issue a warrant, warrants against Facebook and YouTube to compel the social media platforms to disclose data on Usapang Diskarte, which posted sexual exploitation of children online. That sort of thing should not even have to require a warrant. YouTube and Facebook officials, both here in the Philippines, should have enough moral sense, okay, to do what is needed to protect children and minors. Okay. Now, last but not the least, tropical depression Gardo to bring rains over Luzon. Okay, there are people now circulating messages on Facebook, Viber, etc., to be careful and ready for tropical depression Gardo because it is feared to be a super typhoon. Although the Pag-asa has said, yes, it's a super typhoon. Yes, it will cause rains in northern Luzon, but lilihis, it will veer towards Taiwan. Okay. Last but not the least, Smart is the Philippines' best mobile network according to Ookla. Okay? Marami na nakakaalam kasi yung Smart all over the country talaga. Uy, by the way, I forgot to mention that photo. Another photo to the left. Okay? To the left, former Speaker Feliciano Sani Belmonte paying a courtesy call on Speaker Martin Romualdez yesterday. Alam niyo po, that's an interesting photo because the young should learn from the old. Okay? Kasi at this point, baka masyado nang pumapasok sa ulo natin yung ating power. It is always good to gain wisdom from the aged and the wise. Okay, let's go for a quick break. And we start with our interviews today. Very interesting topics. One is with a congressman who's proposing certain measures for Bantay Dagat or coastal water patrols and providing fishing boats or bangkas with anong tawag nila doon, satellite locators, etc. And the second, we will be tackling the issue about villages, private villages, gates, pass-through tickets, etc. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, welcoming you today, August 31st, 2022. Thank you for being subscribers of Cignal TV, viewers of One News on channels 8 and 250, and of course, our friends abroad and in other places who watch us through Facebook and YouTube. Maraming salamat po. And please, if you would do us the favor, please share our links, our replays, etc. Para naman all our efforts and our interviews would benefit other people. I'm doing this in all humility because I know that we are only in a very, very, very small corner compared to the sea of media platforms all over there in terms of YouTube and Facebook. But Cignal TV, it's all over the country. Let's now go to our first interview. As I mentioned, we're going to be interviewing a congressman. Let's watch this video.
Reynante Arrogancia represents the 3rd District of Quezon Province at the 19th Congress. Prior to being elected as congressman, he was a provincial board member. A graduate of the Philippine Maritime Institute in Manila, Arrogancia's works are linked to fishing, seafaring, and the maritime industry.
Congressman, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Cito. Good morning sa lahat ng mga nakikinig sa ating programa.
Akala ko kasi matanda na yung i-interviewing ko dahil how do I put it? You know, the name Arrogancia sounds from way back. Medyo parang from Spanish time pa. Pero you are from Quezon Province. Which part of Quezon Province is your district?
I came from Bondok Peninsula. Ito yung area na malapit sa mga baybaying dagat dito sa aming probinsya.
Anong nasasako po niyang third district na yan?
Ang natasakupan namin Cito is 12 bayan kami. From Padre Burgos, Agdangan, Unisan, Pitogo, Macalelon, up to San Andres, Quezon.
Okay. Kanya sinisiguro ko lang kasi alam ninyo, di nyo natatanong, hindi pa kayo siguro pinapanganak doon. Dati ko nang tambayan yung Agdangan, kana Mayor Lim, pamilyang Lim, and we used to go there for our several summers. Medyo matagal ko nang hindi napupuntahan. And I remember Padre Burgos, Agdangan, and Unisan back then in late 70s, early 80s. Medyo putikan pa ang kalsada. Ang tinutuloy mo tubig, hindi bakal. Tinutuloyan mo tubig. So anyway, so I'm very familiar and I had a funny feeling that would be your area of responsibility. So I'm also, medyo I perked up when I heard you are from PMI. PMI, graduate ka ba talaga?
Alam mo, Cito, bala ko dapat maging isang marino no ako'y bata pa. Pero dinala tayo sa ibang direction ng buhay ng ating Panginoon.
Yung bang PMI buhay pa. That's in here in Mandaluyong, Manila border. Am I correct?
Ano siya, Cito, sa Santa Cruz. Dito sa malapit sa Escolta.
Okay. Medyo hindi ko na matandaan. Pasensya ka na. No? Pero alam ko, PMI yung lugar na yun eh. Anyway, yung malapit sa tulay.
Yes.
Iyon, okay. So anyway, Congressman, you are a first-time congressman?
Oo, Cito. Unang pagkakataon maging congressman.
Okay, now, when I read, nung nabasa ko yung proposed bill mo, House Bill, ano nga ba yung House Bill na yan? 2969. Okay, regarding Bantay Dagat, medyo napataas yung kilay ko because I was under the impression that Bantay Dagat is already an institution. Kumbaga, matagal nang tinatagyan under barangays and under the Coast Guard or auxiliary of the PNP. But I'm now reading your material and it seems na parang hindi pa pala.
Actually, Cito, sa ngayon naman, ang lahat ng ating Bantay Dagat ay existing naman lahat sila. Naisipan ko lang na dagdagan kung ano yung pwedeng maibigay nating tulong sa ating mga Bantay Dagat. Kasi sa aking obserbasyon, like galing ako sa coastal area. Alam mo, sa amin sa Bundok Peninsula, ang aming distrito ay napapalibutan halos ng baybayin ng tubig. At sa aking pag-ikot, during my time, nung ako ay isang board member pa, nakita ko yung lahat ng mga Bantay Dagat natin, parang hindi sila nabibigyan ng tamang proteksyon ng gobyerno. Pagdating doon sa masabi nating yung kanilang advokasya na ginagawa sa kanilang village, pagdating ng panahon na sila'y tumanda, ay parang walang kasiguruhan. So sa akin, gusto kong mangyari since ito yung mga tumutulong sa atin na ang industriya ng pangisdaan ay magpatuloy sa ating bansa na mapangalagaan ng ating karagatan, sila yung dapat bigyan din natin ng sukli ng pagbibigay ng protection para sa kanila. So Cito, naniniwala ako na ang ating Bantay Dagat, pag binigyan natin ng mga benepisyo tulad halimbawa ng insurance na mapalawak natin ang insurance ng ating Bantay Dagat, mabigyan ng tamang honorarium, at mabigyan ng legal assistance ng ating gobyerno. Kasi sila yung naka-front. Sila yung naka-front sa ating mga karagatan. Sila ang mga nagbabawal dahil hindi naman kaya to ng Coast Guard, bantayan ng baybay dagat ng buong bansa natin. So, naniniwala ako na ito yung mga nasa village na sila ang mas una nakakaalam kung ano ang problema sa kanilang lugar. At the moment na sila ay maharap sa mga usaping legal, sino yung magtatanggol sa kanila? Na itong mga taong ito, naniniwala ako na walang kakayanan at ang kanila ay volunteerism lamang. So dapat tayong mga nasa gobyerno, bigyan natin sila ng angkop na proteksyon at bigyan sila ng tamang pagpapahalaga pagdating sa ginagawa nila advokasya.
So you're saying or sinasabi ninyo na yung Bantay Dagat forces natin are the equivalent of the during my youth yung bang ronda. They are all volunteers, they get no salaries, they provide for their own bangkas, etc. Wala bang pondo yan sa barangay, sa Coast Guard, or sa BFAR man lang?
Cito, tama ka, ito yung nagro-ronda. Kumbaga, like barangay tanod sa barangay, or ito yung parang mga barangay health workers na nagbo-volunteer para sa kanilang komunidad. Ito yung walang sahod. Maaaring bigyan ng allowance, wala lang ang pwedeng ibigay ng LGU na para sa kanila. At ang nangyayari sa mga Bantay Dagat natin, Cito, sila yung parang naka-align sila sa LGU or sa mga mayors na kapag nabago na naman ang mayor na palitan, natalo yung mayor na naglagay sa kanila bilang Bantay Dagat, nagiging parang kotermino sila at yung bagong mayor naglalagay ng mga tao nila na panibago as Bantay Dagat. So ang gusto ko, ang layunin ng bill na to ay maging institutionalize na hindi sila nakatali kung sino nakaupo sa munisipalidad. So, wala silang salary sa ngayon, wala silang kahit ano, na ito yung mas kailangan nating bigyan din ng attention dahil tayo sa ating bansa, tayo ay kilala sa pagbibigay na pagpuproduce ng maraming pangisda para sa ating kababayan.
Okay, Congressman, matanong ko lang, no, what is the state of the shoreline, immediate 3-kilometer area dyan sa'yo? Kasi natatandaan ko when I used to visit that, I remember 1979, 78, 79 yata, no, nagpupunta kami dyan ng nasirang ama kong si Cito Beltran. I remember na medyo dun pa lang nag-uumpisa yung gera laban sa mga bumbongero at mga cyanide fishermen o mga boso-boso. Those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, bumbongero are those who use blast fishing, dynamite fishing, combining fertilizer and gasoline. The cyanide or boso-boso, they are the ones who use goggles and baby bottles full of diluted cyanide to poison coral areas to catch fish. Ngayon, Congressman Arrogancia, diyan sa area mo ba, malinis na? Wala nang mga bumbongero? Ano ang binabantayan ng Bantay Dagat Forces ngayon?
Yung cyanide fishing sa ngayon nailimitahan na yan. Yung dynamite fishing hindi na ganoon rampant sa aming lugar. Pero siyempre, kailangan nilang bantayan yung mga malalaking commercial fishing na pumapasok doon sa municipal water ng bawat lugar. Siyempre, Cito, napakadami sa ating mga kababayan ang maliliit na mangingisda. So, sa ngayon, meron tayong batas na tinatawag natin 15 kilometers from coastline, yung mga boundaries, na dapat ito hindi pinapasok ng mga commercial fishing. So, doon dapat yung mga Bantay Dagat natin vigilant na para maprotektahan yung kanilang hanap buhay. Kailangan hindi sila mapasok ng mga commercial fishing sa ngayon. Dahil alam naman natin, like sa kabuuan ng ating bansa, napakadami ng commercial fishing natin. Pero pag pinasok ng mga malalaking pangisdaan ng mga municipal water natin, definitely, kawawa yung mga maliliit nating umaasa sa pangingisda lamang, Cito.
Okay, aside from introducing benefits and continuity for Bantay Dagat volunteers or personnel in the future, you're also suggesting giving satellite trackers, GPS for fishermen. Kasi alam ko sa more developed countries, you are required. You cannot have a watercraft without at least a buoy that emits a tracking device, etc. Now, you are a graduate of PMI, so I'm sure you're familiar with that. What is our state of affairs? Kasi one would think, sinabi mo kanina, dapat hindi pumapasok yung mga commercial fishing boats within 15 kilometers of municipal waters. Now, one would think that a GPS tracking system under the Coast Guard will immediately determine, oy, teka, merong pumapasok dyan sa bakuran ni Congressman Arrogancia. Nag-beep yung kanyang tracking device o yung GPS. Dapat yan, patawagan yung Coast Guard. Do we have that or panaginip na naman?
Sito, yung mga purpose natin pagdating sa pagbibigay ng tracking device, ito ay ang purpose nito para dun sa ating mga fisher folks, para dun sa ating mga bantay dagat. Like tinan mo sa ating lugar, tayo laging dinadaanan ng typhoon. Ngayon, marami tayong mga isda minsan na stranded sa laot. Marami tayong mga bantay dagat, walang mga kagamitan. So the moment na sila ay maharap doon sa tinatawag nating pagsama ng panahon, na stranded sila sa isang isla o na stranded sila sa kagitan ng dagat, kaagad makikita ng ating Coast Guard kung nasaan naroon yung mga hinahanap nating mga mangingisda. Di ba sa ngayon nakikita natin mahirap hanapin kasi yung bangka hindi malocate. Kung mapoprovide ng gobyerno yung paglalagay ng mga tracking device sa lahat ng mga bantay dagat at sa lahat ng mga mangingisda natin sa municipal natin, sa palagay ko, makakatulong ito sa ating mga Coast Guard na hanapin pag dumating sa panahon na sila ay nagkakaroon ng problema sa laut.
Okay, now, it is one thing to propose a bill, but have you studied the mechanism by which you will apply this? Kasi in some, when I was thinking about your bill last night, sabi ko, paano ito? Bibili na naman ng Philippine government na napakaraming GPS tracking or signal emitting devices, or ito ba i-assign sa barangay, pahihiram lang dun sa mga nagpapalaot, or KKB tayo, kanya-kanyang bili?
Sito sa aking proposed bill, siyempre hahanap tayo kung saan tayo makakakuha ng budget, kung bibigyan tayo ng budget ng gobyerno, kung may papasa natin to, kasi ito talaga dapat i-require natin. Mm-hmm. Dapat i-require natin na this is part dapat ng programa ng gobyerno na since napakarami nating mangingisda, dapat talaga meron tayong budget. Pero pwede ang gawin natin dito, partly merong babayaran ang mangingisda, hindi naman 100% na shouldered by the government. Ang mahalaga dito is ma-educate natin yung lahat ng ating mga kababayan na ito yung kanilang hanap buhay, na yung ginagawa natin ito ay pagbibigay sa kanila ng protection pagdating doon sa kanilang hanap buhay at sa kanilang sarili.
Yeah. Maliwanag yan, Congressman, and I support you on this bill. I support you on what you want to do for our Bantay Dagat. Now, do you have any idea how much the basic model, reliable basic model would cost? Kasi sa pananaw ko, if ako naghahanap ka ng pera, kolekta tayo ng mga fees doon sa mga sumasampang marino, our seafarers. Maybe we could get some funding from that, from what government collects, or at least siguro maging model muna yung Bundok Peninsula, Padre Burgos, Agdangan, Unisan, etc. Hanap tayo ng international body na makikipag-partner ka because my experience in the Philippines, gaya-gaya tayo eh. Pag merong isang lugar na nag-click, wow, ayaman na ni pare, may andoks siya. So, maghahanap din, magtatayo ng andoks. Oh, nanalo si ng Reyna Elena. Oh, magtayo rin tayo ng liga natin para maging Reyna yung nanay nyo, etc. I mean, gaya-gaya eh.
Yeah. Doon sa provision ng ating batas, like yung equipment, yung ating mga GPS, hindi siya hindi siya sa ngayon namin masyado pang hinanap o sa namin kukunin. Pero dapat ito yung nakasama doon sa ating General Appropriations Act na talagang dapat bigyan ito ng budget. Sito kasi like, mabalikan ko lang kanina yung aking binabanggit.
Yeah.
Doon sa for example sa aking distrito, ang ating munisipalidad ay 12 bayan. Ayon sa aking nakuhang record, we only have 93 bantay dagat sa aming distrito. So we only have 93 sa ngayon.
12 towns, municipalities, and you only have 93 people composing Bantay Dagat.
Yes.
Baka naman Bantay Kanto lang yan.
So yun yung ating nakikita ngayon. Aside from that, Cito, like sa budget ng BIFAR, yung nakikita kong budget na nakapropose natin sa ngayon sa 2023 budget ng ating pamahalaan, we only have 13 million pesos for the whole country.
For what?
Para sa budget ng Bantay Dagat natin. So,
okay, but Congressman, two questions, no? First, hindi ba sakop na yan ng Philippine Coast Guard, yung pagbabantay ng dagat?
Supposed to be.
Oh.
Pero sa laki ng ating coastal area na sobrang lawak, hindi kayang ikutin ng ating mga coast guards ito. Kaya ang ating pamahalaan o ang mga munisipyo natin nagtalaga ng mga volunteers natin na nagmamalasakit sa ating mga kababayan na nangingisda. So,
should we sustain that? Pasensya ka na, Congressman, no? Kasi pasensya ka na, minsan ako ambisyoso ko eh. Bakit volunteer bantay dagat? Di gawin nyo na silang auxiliary coast guard kasi meron namang auxiliary coast guard. Pondohan natin yung coast guard.
Sa ngayon, ito deputize ang ating mga bantay dagat. No?
Okay.
They're deputized. Kaya nga gusto ko talagang mangyari na talagang yung bantay dagat, sila na yung regular na maging bantay dagat ng ating mga munisipalidad. So paano magiging regular ang isang bantay dagat? Bibigyan natin sila ng tinatawag nating mga benepisyo.
Okay.
Na yun yung kailangan ng ating mga bantay dagat para sila naman mismo ay magkaroon na masabi nating ito yung karir nila. So kailangan bigyan natin ng benefit. Yung ating bantay dagat, kailangan meron training na dapat i-provide.
Going back to what I mentioned earlier, yung ang inggitan blues sa Pilipinas, is it possible for Congressman Reynante Arrogancia to push for a bill specific to his district? Kumbaga, meron kayong 12 towns and municipalities. I'm pushing for a bill so that the Bantay Dagat in my district will have this. Kayo sa buong Pilipinas, bahala na kayo. I'm representing my own. So this bill is specific to my district. Pwede ba yun?
Actually, ang Bantay Dagat kasi ay nationwide ang concern ng Bantay Dagat. Actually, possible siya, Cito. Pero ako kasi ang gusto ko sana, the whole Philippines, yung lahat ng Bantay Dagat natin maging uniform ang kanilang benepisyo para naman meron tayo.
I know, and I realize that, Congressman, no? Kaya lang, ang tanong ko lang kasi is this dahil, alam mo, yun nga lang ayuda para sa mga tinamaan ng COVID at naghihirap under COVID, gusto nang alisin ni Ben Jokno, sabi ko, ito kayang ganito, meron bang pag-asa ito? But before you answer that, kasi alam ko naman dyan sa Congress, scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. But before you answer that, we'll go for a very quick break and we'll continue with this interview. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program Agenda, and joining us for our first interview is none other than Congressman Reynante Arrogancia of the 3rd District of Quezon Province, and he is representing Padre Burgos, Agdangan, Unisan, hanggang dun na lang ang natatandaan ko, Congressman, kasi mahaba yung Bundok Peninsula. But going back doon sa pinag-uusapan natin kanina, mabanggit ko lang ako po ay hindi pa interview laang dito because at one time I did a study on fisher folks on the coastline of Agdangan, Unisan, and nagawa ko na rin pong sumamang maglaot sa mga mangingisda. Inabot nga kami ng madaling araw dyan sa pagitan ng Agdangan at Marinduque. So, yun yung mga panahon na pag sumakay ka ng tren ng PNR, may makakasalubong kang mga dalawang mama sa bukid na mayroong bayong, may salakot at may mahabang dala sa bayong. Okay. Anyway, Congressman, going back to our discussion, kasi ang concern ko is you've got a nice proposal. You have a nice bill. It's good for Bantay Dagat volunteers. It's good. It will definitely improve our maritime concerns regarding safety and tracking of fishermen and fisherfolk and even commercial vessels in the area. Pero pwede ba yun na dyan na lang muna sa area mo para mag-click, or pag mas maliit ba yung proposal, mas madaling patayin dahil wala kang kakampi?
Actually, hindi naman, Cito. Definitely kasi itong ating bill is a sectoral. Ito at kung titignan mo, siguro majority ng mga congressmen, yung kanilang mga nasakupang distrito ay puro napapalibutan sila ng dagat. So, ito makakatulong ito sa aking mga kasamahan congressmen, na definitely they will agree na yung aking concern sa aking distrito, maaaring concern din nila sa kanilang nasakupang distrito na who knows, most of our congressmen suportahan yung bill natin na ginagawa natin dahil definitely ito yung kailangan para doon sa ating mga kababayan na nasa pangisdaan na sektor.
At the moment, Congressman, kasi pinapanood ko yung video ng mga sasakyang pandagat dyan, what about yung basic safety requirements for our fisher folks? Yan bang mga yan SOP na silang gumagamit ng kanilang life jacket pag nagpapalaot sila o nakasampay lang dun sa may lona? Or sila ba ay may dala ng mga LED waterproof flashlights, etc. o Petromax pa rin?
Ang karamihan naman kasi ng ating mga bantay dagat sa ngayon, may mga basic naman silang ginagamit. Although, hindi naman natin nabe-verify kung talagang lahat ng kanilang mga ginagamit na bangka ay equipped doon sa mga basic na masasabi natin just in case na magkaroon ng problema. Hindi natin masasabi na talagang kompleto. Kaya nga sabi ko, Cito, dapat talaga kami sa Kongreso, kung iti may papasa namin, magkakaroon kami ng talagang budget na may bibigay sa ating bantay dagat para walang dahilan na ito ay hindi may patupad.
Okay, na at least ako nag-contribute na ako sa proposed bill mo. Marami tayong pinapadalang mga seafarers, marami tayong kinokolektang fees. Dapat siguro doon ka pumitas ng konting, mga ilang milyon lang naman para makatulong dyan. But anyway, Congressman, I laud you for your efforts because you are genuinely anak ng dagat, ika nga. Hindi anak ng baka, sabi ng tatay ko. Anak ka ng dagat, nag-aral ka, PMI, etc. You grew up in the coastline of Quezon province. Now, congratulations on that bill and I do hope it picks up because it's about time. Hindi pwedeng, sabi mo nga, rotation and coterminus ang pagbabantay ng dagat at depende sa politikong nakaupo. Anyway, any statement, closing remark, Congressman Arrogancia?
Cito, maraming salamat sa pagkakataon na binigyan mo ako ng tuwang sa programa mo at napakalaking bagay nito na mapanood ako ng aking mga kadistrito at kababayan sa Bundok Peninsula na yung kanilang congressman ay merong ginagawa para sa kanilang mga pangisdaan. At para sa mga kadistrito ko, sana magsama-sama tayo na ang batas na to ay mapakinabangan natin sa darating na panahon na maipasa natin doon sa mga papalit sa ating mga bagong bantay dagat. At syempre sa Bundok Peninsula, maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Okay, Congressman, thank you for joining us and sana sa malapit na panahon makapag-usap tayo muli because I would like to discuss with you the activities of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources dahil ako talagang lamang dagat naman ako na nakapamana na ako dyan, nakapag-panti. Doon sa mga hindi nakakaalam, nakapag hila-hila, etc. And it's ironic that Filipino fisher folks have to go out into open sea. Pwede naman tayo magtayo ng kadami-daming floating fish cages and farms, aquamarine farms, dyan lang sa baybayin ng Quezon Province. Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Congressman, and have a good day. God bless you.
Thank you, Cito.
Okay, now let's go to our next topic. That brings back a lot of memories. Agdangan, Quezon, Lim family, kung nakakapanood kayo, all my love to you and you are part of our beautiful memories as a young person and the province of Quezon. Okay, so let's now move forward to the next topic. And yung next topic po natin gustong mapag-usapan is this issue about villages putting up gates, etc., security para to filter people coming into their territory. Now, most of us always think of the upscale private villages ng Temakats. Pero maraming gumagaya. There are a lot of people copying the model. And it is creating a lot of headaches. And now, a government agency has acted, a mayor has acted contrary to the design of these villages. Let's bring in our next guest with this video.
Attorney Ariel Inton currently serves as the president of the Lawyers for Commuters Safety and Protection. Prior to this, he was traffic czar for Quezon City. Inton is also a former city councilor.
Okay, not only was he a former city councilor, he was even a majority floor leader in Quezon City. Okay, Attorney Inton, good morning. Welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Cito. Good morning sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Okay, thank you for making time for us. Quick interview na lang. But recently, Mayor Joy Belmonte stood their ground and said, "Oy, yung village na yan sa nasasakupan natin, you stop charging 10 pesos for every tricycle that passes through, etc., etc." And then in BF Parañaque, the housing authority said that no, you open your gates, etc. What are your thoughts on this? Kasi parang alam mo, people keep saying, hindi, amin to, private ito. Bakit kayo papasok ng papasok? Gusto nyo libre, security namin at risk.
Well, Cito, una, let's have an example. No? So a private subdivision is developed by a developer. Siyempre, lahat yon, he will provide open spaces, roads, etc. At that point, yung roads na yon are private. No? Ngayon, they have to complete the roads para ma-turn over sa local government. The local government mandatory should accept the turnover through a donation, etc. No, basta may change of ownership, pero kailangan kumpleto. Ibig sabihin, kung baku-baku yan, may gagawin pa, yun sa mga kalye, pwedeng hindi tanggapin. Pero pagka may certificate of completion na from the housing authority, no, the housing department, then i-accept na ng LGU through a donation or whatever instrument. No? Ngayon, pagka nandun na public na yon, no, public na. So in other words, kapag private pa lang yung daan, no, yung roads na yun, wala pang turnover, they should pay real property tax doon kasi private. Pagka yung roads ngayon ay na-donate na, public na yon, then exempted from payment of real estate tax. Ngayon, balik tayo sa pagka private, no, the homeowners association, pwede sila, no? They can have gates there because it's private. But if it is already public, then na, papasok na yun sa ng LGU kasi na-turnover na public na yun. Ngayon,
what about, ang tanong, Attorney Inton, what about the interest, the greater good for the greater majority?
Opo, yun nga po, pagka public, no, pag public yan, then bubuksan na ng local government yan kasi kanila na yan at they can pass through. However, no, even if the roads are owned by the local government, the enjoyment, the use, etc. ng roads ay siyempre meron pa rin say yung mga homeowners association. Kaya nga kahit public, meron tayong nakikita na may gate at pwede kang pumasok pero mag-iwan ka ng ID, gano'n. So, yun ang nangyayari. Pero sa iba, wala nang gate. Talagang, pwede ka na. Katulad ng Saverville, dati may gate, ngayon wala na. No? So, yun sa public. No? In other words, if it is still private, no, then the LGU, no, has to do something doon. No? Ano ngayon? Yun pong mga ordinansa. Doon po sila pwedeng humugot ng legal basis. I recall dati there is a yung clearing operation na minandate ng national government. During that time na I was with the QC LGU. Yeah. Ginamit po namin, no? Dahil as you said, for the greater good.
So,
Yun.
in effect,
So, yung
pwede
ordinansa,
pala yun.
no?
Mag-i-issue lang ng ordinansya yung City of Quezon City, Makati, Parañaque, and pwede na mangyari. Pero what happens kung, kasi si Mayor nakatira dito kanya hindi malalabasan ng ordinansya. What is the next step above the Mayor or the City Council?
Example, ayaw magpapasok talaga pagka, dahil may nakatirang VIP.
Yo.
Ganun po ba?
Yes.
Well, I don't know kung ano yun po nila yun, no?
Hindi. Yung VIP, yung
no?
VIP
Kasi,
tiga City Hall din
meron pong meron pong lalo na pag public na po yun, na turn over na sa public, I doubt kung pwede nilang hindi papasukin, no?
Hindi, kasi katulad dito, no? So Mayor Joy Belmonte forced the village yun diyan sa Del Nasiaville at saka isa pang village na hindi kayo pwede magkolekta ng 10 peso entrance fee dahil may mga estudyante going to a school inside the village, okay, and the tricycles were being made to pay 10 pesos. Di kawawa yung mga magulang, Now, over and above that, I remember Human Settlements Adjudication Commission told the BF Homeowners Association, you open your gate. So you're saying now, first step to remedy or to force these gates to be open is for City Hall or the town or the municipality to issue local ordinance requiring them to open. So number one. Okay. Number two.
If I may butt in, alam ko may DILG rin They are already DILG circulars there para dyan.
Aha.
Yun Quezon City, as a former councilor, I can recall meron ng ordinansa sa QC.
Okay.
I don't know about Parañaque. Ngayon, yung collection ng fees. Una, yung Dallasya. Yung bang Dallasya, yung sa subdivision Dallasya na turnover na yung roads
Public
doon.
roads.
It's already owned by the LGU. Kasi the test there whether to determine if the roads in a subdivision are already public in nature is a certification galing po sa General Service Department, GSD, that it is already a government.
But in Del Nasya, Attorney Inton, there is a public school inside the
then
village.
I suppose na talagang public na yun. Yung roads na yun kasi Dalmasya is a long time subdivision in Quezon City.
Okay,
so,
kasi I don't want to be specific with the particular entities, no? Kasi parang pinag-uusapan lang natin what are the steps that government or authorities can take. So sinabi mo, come up with a ordinance. Okay. And then there is the
DILG circulars, meron na po.
DILG circulars. And then meron yung Human Settlements Adjudication Commission.
Po yan.
Ano pa ho ang pwedeng gawin?
Well, okay na po yun. Pero in-force nyo, kasi ganito po, no? Kung I doubt if Mayor Joy will force the issue ng walang consultation sa homeowners. Dahil kahit po na turnover na yung mga roads sa subdivision, the enjoyment of those subdivision roads, no, the administration, etc., sa homeowners pa rin. So ownership might be with the local government, pero yung enjoyment, etc., nandun sa homeowners, kaya kailangan pa rin yung consultation sa kanila, no? Para dun sa So, I think nagkaroon na ng consultation sa Quezon City, nag-back down, and then eto na nga, for the greater good, they have to remove the gate. Why? Because meron silang ginagawang pangolekta. Ngayon, ang sabi, pwedeng daw mangolekta ang homeowners basta reasonable if the roads are still private. No? If it is public, hindi na. So kaya kapag public, pwede na yan, walang bayad-bayad. Pero assuming it is still private, kailangan reasonable. Yun na kinokolekta. Now, reasonableness is not only reasonableness sa amount. This is my view, Sita. Hindi, kasi wala naman sigurong subdivision na 100 piso ang entrance. It would be 10 or 20. And if you take that amount, it is reasonable. Pero reasonable ba na araw-araw mong singilin yung mga pumapasok dun sa loob ng eskwela, no? Na doon ang daan at wala nang iba. No? So it might no longer be reasonable as the 10 pesos may be reasonable, but the circumstances mukhang hindi lang 10 to, araw-araw pumapasok eh. So pagka ganon ay pwede po talagang ipatigil ng local government yun.
Okay, what about in areas where there are very big private villages? Kasi kahit hindi lang ito Metro Manila, we always think it's in Metro Manila. I've seen this in provinces. Punta ka sa Cagayan de Oro, mapunta ka sa Batangas, mapunta kang Pampanga, marami ng private villages. And what's happening is they have multiple gates, but they don't even open all those gates for everyone, much even for their own residents. Parang sabi nga nung iba, nagtayo pa kami ng gate, hindi naman namin magamit. Or kami dito sa Barrio Capitolio na pinilit na itayo yung tulay, pagkatapos dinivert naman yung traffic going to Shaw Boulevard, and hindi kami makapasok ng shortcut in our own village. Kumbaga, we will add to the traffic just to get into our own. Well, hindi na nga kami village, barangay na lang kami, di ba? So, is there anything out there or remedy for all of this? Kasi itong mga malalaking village, may nagsuggest kasi noon, katulad niyang, ano ba yun, sa may Forbes Park ba? May nagsabi, kung ayaw nilang magpadaan, dilaparan na lang natin yung mga kalsada, existing roads, and then for the government to basically, anong tawag ba doon, attorney? Yung kinumpiskate ng government for expansion.
Expropriation.
Yun, expropriation. Pwede bang gamitin yun na parang, okay, if you don't want to open those roads on set hours to relieve traffic, okay, we will expropriate properties along open roads to make them wider.
Pwede po. Pwede po yun. No? Power po yan ng eminent domain power ng gobyerno. Pwede po yun. Ngayon, yung pong sa gates. Bakit ba may gates yung subdivision? Yan ang siguro basic question. Ang mga subdivision homeowners, they pay for the property ng mataas. Mataas yung the value of the properties. Why? Well, because of security. No? They want to be secured. No? And safety nila. Doon sa sample nyo, sir, walang security at safety doon. Inconvenience pa nga ng mga homeowners yun kung saan pa sila pupunta. So doon they can go to court to have it open. Kasi yung prinsipyo na kaya may gate yan is for the safety and security of the homeowners ay hindi naman pala yun ang na-accomplish dahil na-i-inconvenient na mismo yung mga nakatira. Kung iikot.
Nakita ko kasi ito sa dalawang malaking village sa Batangas. At sinusumbong sa akin.
They can file a case po. Makakapag-sampa po silang kaso doon. Kasi yung prinsipyo po ng gate, hindi na po, hindi na na-attain yun. Kasi inconvenient na po mismo para sa mga homeowners. No longer for their safety, no longer for the security. In fact, it is already an inconvenience for the homeowners.
Well, Attorney Ariel Inton, thank you once again. Next time,
Opo, thank you
habaan
po.
natin ng konti. Pero dami nating na-pick up na solusyon dito sa problema to. And please stay healthy, ha? And mag-relax
Yes po.
ka.
You too po.
Okay, thank you very much, Attorney
Thank you po.
Ariel Inton. Okay, and now let's go to our blessing for the week. And it comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 32, verse 8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I'm leaving you with this word in the form of a blessing, because if you listen to the Lord, He will teach you and instruct you in the way you should go, and thereby blessing you. Okay, God bless all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Agenda. And please keep it here on One News PH.